So we've got ourselves the 2x80, finally a bit of a grind that we can kind of get on board with. We've got lots of different SBCs now to complete from Europe, Africa, Asia, where I think we've pretty much got them all, and obviously the final one. We do have the 3x80 free back, but the main attraction for today is that double 80 upgrade, and to see, is it truly worth it? So if we have a look at the back, we can find we have got the double 80 upgrade. So in a pack containing 2 rare items. This is hopefully where we could potentially start to see more of an upgrade here. It is 6 players, 5 rare, and it's 1 common. I do kind of wish that they just went all rare, because at least then I'm not having to put all the rares in, but each to their own sort of thing. We'll go storage and see what have we got at the back here. We could do that, that's fine. So let's just have a look at our very first one to see what we get. Now obviously you've got to do a bit of a sample size for this, and we'll kind of go over the ways that you can actually grind this out in a decent fashion. There's loads of ways that you can do it, and depending on how much money you've got, what money you're willing to spend, it will definitely have the effect on what is the capabilities of this. So we get, is that Benzema? So if you're looking for coins, head over to eldorado.gg. There is huge amounts of verified sellers on Eldorado, and there is a money back guaranteed by Trade Shield. If that's not enough, there is 24/7 live support and also plenty of reviews across websites that will definitely put your mind at ease. And as always, before you check out, make sure that you are using the code JT11 for 5% off every single order. Back to the video. I actually don't know what Benzema's base rating is. Is he 85? I mean, I'll take an 85 to start with. That's probably the highest I've had off one. So we get an 85 and an 83. I mean, that's not bad. I'll do 2 more. I like to see the first 3 to see where we're at in terms of, is it a board every time? Is it no boards? We can kind of go off that then. So obviously you've got your 3x83 that's worth doing as well. And finally, if this is something that is a viable option to do, we actually have a grindable thing to put our League SBC fodder into. So that's kind of the bit that we're going for next. So then we'll kind of talk off like the best ways to grind it, and what's the way that you can do it either for no money or for just a little bit of money. So we can kind of go through them. So first, free. The first one, I'll absolutely take as a win. 85s in this game are very, very important. And if you can get them at a consistent level, would be perfect. I'm not going to say you're going to get them every time. We're going to get, what, 83 or 84 cells. I think he's 83. Yeah, it's got to be 83. That's not going up to 4. So get 83, 83 and an 82. Oh, and an 80. Okay, I mean, we get this, fair enough. 83s again. If you can grind them out, they're still pretty useful. Walkout. Oh, he calls it. Who do we get? Goalkeeper, always good. We're going to get Summer. Double. Oh, we do get a double as well. Even better. Who's that going to be? Saka, Rice, Gabriel. Gabriel would be a great shout. Oh, okay, or a female. So, I mean, Mead. Beth Mead, I think. Is she 88? 87? I mean, you'll absolutely take a double 87. So to be honest, and an 86 of course, you definitely take that, what, an 85, 87, 86, 2 83s and an 80. Now, not everybody's going to have the same results, and yes, there's just a lot of fodder, like it's not necessarily anything crazy, but that is a great way back. Now, if you're obviously utilizing a certain method, if you want to spend money, easiest way that you can do it, and the most expensive, easiest way, is obviously you buy all the packs, you put everything into the SBC. It's the easiest way. Second way on spending money as well, obviously buying the gold, the revision packs, the rare gold. You're going to get 45 players, obviously 5 times each time. You just get a common in there. Most people have commons. Again, pretty standard. That's the ways that you spend a lot of money and don't necessarily get much back. So it is just either spending your coins or spending your bank balance. Either or, they are going to be the quickest ways that you can do this. There's no quicker way. Like, you literally, if you run out of promo packs, you just start opening up 7.5k packs. Like that's just the easiest way to throw it. Is it worth it? No, absolutely not. What I would do personally to start with, and it's all about being efficient with it, but not to the point where you're scrimping on everything. And it's why sometimes, yes, you can put a common in straight away and then all the rares. It's not always the way if you don't want to do it. If you want to just build the squad easily, then just do it however you see fit. in terms of what you're putting in. Now, if you're trying to do it for an unlimited way, you're trying to do it free, you obviously want to go ahead and do the League SBC with it. We've not really had another SBC like this without the League SBCs about. So the way that you do this out of your club, if you are trying to do it whilst keeping League SBC cards, especially the premium, the minimum, well, the minor one I possibly wouldn't necessarily do, but what you obviously want to do to start with is you want to identify the League SBCs. So just as a show, it's going to be all the major nations. So I've got it right here. You've got Ligue 1, you've got Eredivisie, Bundesliga, Serie A, Ligue 1, Sudamericana and Lib, and then Prem and La Liga. Every other league is on a non-League SBC card. So any of the female leagues, any of Denmark, Czech, Saudi, Turkey, all of them are going to be what go into this specifically. So obviously from here, if I was obviously looking, I'd probably go untradeable as well if I can. So we've got for one, number one, Czech. We will try and obviously get a common in this, but we've got Korean League. Obviously we keep the rest of them. We then have a look, we've got the Greek League, which is going to be our common player. And then what you could do is obviously click A on this, click a common, get that in, and then you just click rare. You're absolutely golden then. So you know all of the cards are going to be rare, and you don't have to faff around with seeing which one's which. So we're going to go like that and Liga F. So that's kind of what I would look at as a non-League SBC bunch of 6. So then we can whack that in, and then what you can do is obviously anything that is 80, well, 80 plus, 80 to like 82, maybe an 83, can go back into the League SBC. Anything 80 to 83 that's non-League SBC can obviously go back into that SBC as well. And the best thing is you do have the storage. So we're going to get it right back. We're going to get Frimpong. I mean, again, in terms of a player, that's not terrible, but obviously I already... Shouldn't have spoke twice. Timber. So what we could do with this is Timber can go into the League SBC, and then we got the Portuguese that can go back into this SBC, meaning I only need 4 rares and a common. So it is all about utilizing them back. So the way I personally would grind this out is the steps I would take each day whilst it's out is you've obviously go into your upgrades. I would try and do the Europa and Africa upgrades just because it gets you them cards. I might as well try. If you really can't be bothered, it won't really hinder much. It's just they're there at the moment. I'd do the 3 times 83. I'd do the daily bronze, do the daily silver, do the daily common and gold, and I'd do the daily rare gold upgrade. That's going to be pretty important this time around, as you do get 5 rares every single time for just commons. As we've seen, commons are not really utilized in these upgrades anymore. So the more rares you get, the better. Any 83s that I can get, I will obviously utilize into this. If you can get an 82 or 83 squad, even out of League SBC or none, that is going to be pretty worth it as well for more fodder options. They just lead into themselves and kind of help keep your club alive. So then, obviously, I've done all them daily stuff. They're done. I try and get them done as soon as 6 PM hits. I will get them out the way so they're done for the day. I can then obviously wait till tomorrow and I'll do them again. Then you've obviously got the premium mixed league upgrades. You've also got like the team of the weeks, but what I would do with this is try and grind out as much as possible. We've got the 2 tradable ones in the Jumbo Gold and also the Premium Electrum. Everything goes. If it's in the if it's tradable, it absolutely goes. That's the whole point of tradable stuff. You want to get as many coins back to be able to either buy some Lib and Sud if you've not got them all, and you can kind of keep that method from there. Then obviously these are pretty simple across the board. Every time that you're opening stuff, you're doing your daily golds every day, you should be able to fill up X amount, because I'm not going to say you're going to sit here and do 15 of these every single day. You probably do a couple and you get a little bit bored. It's fair enough. It's not the most thrilling. But the fact that you get more packs as well to open to potentially get players, and you get the prime gold to finish it, anything that then's non-league SBC gets filtered back into here. Then obviously from there, once I've done all of these from either my storage or done from kind of SBCs that I've got from the league SBC, then I obviously could do a few more of them. Then I go back to here. If you're obviously going and thinking, well, how do I get the Lib and Sud? I have loads of Liga and Eredivisie, Bundesliga, all of them. I have loads of them. Lib and Sud comes down to, unfortunately, your grinding methods and just how you're doing it. The bronze packs obviously really help. And what I would suggest is if you are doing bronze packs in general, so for instance, if it was to look at the Sud more than the Lib, I think both of them are there. At the minute, I've done quite a few League SBCs, so we've only got 2. And then we've got the Sud, which, no, that's Saudi, Sudamericana, we've got 3, so we haven't got loads. In terms of golds, these are what's going to be a little bit of luck. More than likely you are looking at Lib, but just in case you're not, you've got 2 golds that you can get, I believe, so they're going to be there just as and when you can actually get them. But the Libs do have a few more, so I don't know how many I've got in the club. I've got 1, like I said, I've done quite a few, but you can get all of these. So what these are going to be is hopefully from League SBC, from the grind, from everything. They're going to be the ones that you want to get. So obviously Coates is going to be quite a big one that you can throw into here. You've got to get a 68 rated team. So as long as I can get a few golds, I could then put in some bronzes. Sometimes in some silver upgrades, you might be able to get a few more of them. And naturally, we're going to see them coming in at a bit of a cost. But the 2,000-3,000 coins that you might spend on here, or even if you buy 10,000 coins worth of golds, every other SBC should be pretty easy to complete as long as you're grinding everything else out. When you're obviously doing that, you're doing the bronze pack method to potentially get some more Lib and Suds, plus all the upgrades each day. You might be able to get a few more clawed back. It's a very easy method to grind out quite consistently. Then if you really are struggling for Lib and Suds, you could take some of your bronze and your bronzes that you're not necessarily utilizing and whack them into the bronze upgrade. This has got a chance again to give you some of your kind of Lib and Suds from there in the obvious silver form. So for instance, with this, we'll obviously take out anybody that's not League SBC. So we've got a lot of Premier League in here for some reason, and Eredivisie. So we'll get rid of them, keep our Libs obviously, English free for the Lib, and everybody else should be fine. Minor league obviously will use some different ones, but I don't personally see it worth it as much. I know that has changed to be more easier to complete, but it's still not my personal favorite. Then obviously from there, you're taking all of your kind of fodder and bringing it back in. If you get Lib or not, fantastic, what have you. But you can obviously utilize the silvers in different ways. If there's a silver upgrade or anything that requires a Nigerian player, an English player, you can obviously utilize them in the challenge SBCs. So it is all revolving round. Then once you've kind of done all that, if you just have to buy a few, you have to buy a few. That's the whole point of selling everything from the Jumbo Gold Pack and also from the Premium Electrum. If I can just buy the Lib and Sud, which on Footbin, I don't know what it will be coming in as, but if I buy it all from scratch, I'd probably say 15 to 20,000. So we look at upgrades, it's going to come in at, if we can get there, premium, so it's coming in at 18,500. Realistically, I should be able to make that back with these two. Maybe at the low end, it's 10k at an absolute minimum, because the Jumbo Gold Pack could have a Shadow in it. It could have a Hunter that's 5k, and then you've got players that you discard. Same with this one. Realistically, I'd be looking at like at least a 7k discard value and potentially somebody in there. So that's almost it's nearly a net positive. And then if I've obviously done these, they should be pretty much just from the club anyway, so I'm not necessarily making or losing anything from these. So if you're just buying the Lib and Suds, it's not a big deal. It's really easy to be able to grind that way, and the chance that you do get somebody back from them packs untradeable as well could be pretty worth it. Everything then gets funneled into this 80 times 2 or any of the other SBCs that you've got. So the 3 times 83, obviously you've got to do this with golds in an 82 rated squad. Again, I'd go with the same format. I would be utilizing my gold commons for this and trying to go non-league SBCs. So I'd be looking down and looking at any female leagues, the championship. As we do go further down, we then have a few more. I've really took the squad out with these, but you can see there's a lot of League SBCs still waiting. So I've got a lot of grinding that I can do with these because I've still not put them in, and it will replenish as I do kind of see them go round as well. So at the moment, we've got a lot of kind of players that are already in the League SBCs. We've got a few D1s here as well. And from here, we just keep going. MLS. And then we've got Espanol 1, we've got the Women's League, and also Liga F again, and that should be everybody. When it comes to the 82, I tend to just try and use my storage as much as possible. If obviously I've got more than an 82 rated squad, then I'll obviously leave it. But this is even then another grind round that you can obviously do, because both packs are tradable. You potentially get something from them, realistically probably not. But even then we've got 83s, that probably is a bit more expensive, but we'll for the point of the video, we'll get that in. But a small gold player pack, we get a small Electrum pack, well worth doing to get the extra tradable stuff in. Now it's probably going to be pence, but it's coins you don't have before. I don't really do any trade-in sort of methods other than marking matchups every week, discard the players, a little bit of squad battles, but it's mainly for objectives. And again, I just look at these and think, okay, well, none of them are Lib and Suds. Again, with these as well, I might keep these in just for a later date, but realistically, you could just go ahead and discard all of them and you'll be absolutely fine. You're not necessarily selling them, and tradable value is well worth it at this point. Sometimes you can get something good, sometimes you don't. And each day you probably get another upgrade, but even all these, so there's no Lib and Suds, I'll just discard them all. Maybe there is some value in there in selling them, but I've got a lot that's on the transfer market at the moment that doesn't sell at the minimum price until we get something that really bumps everything up. And then do we get Isco? Isco 84, we even get a Liao as well. I mean, it's not necessarily hundreds of thousands, but a nice extra player that you can get in there. And it's all that grind round. So it is boring to some extent in terms of its... What is it? It's not necessarily boring. It's just it's a very much the same thing. It's tedious sort of thing. It's kind of just the same pattern every time. And if you don't get anybody good, you don't get that dopamine hit. And unfortunately, that can just then get a little bit stale after a bit. But there is a chance that you do get some people, and hopefully you do manage to get one of the big captains in this. But there is a lot of players that you can get. And to be honest, I don't think I've packed anybody yet. So it's a much harder player to get than I thought. But that's going to be the grind for today. Let me know down below how you get on with them. Do you get a bit lucky with them, or are you just kind of a little bit bored of the game at the moment? Leave the comments down below, as I'd love to hear your opinions. Peace!